Right, welcome to this battlefield terrain tutorial. We've got a jungle outpost here for you in this video. As per usual, I'm going to guide you through step by step, starting with the foundation, all the way through to the final finishing details, so that you can create a table looking just like this one for your own games of Warhammer 40,000. So as per usual, these are quick videos just to show you as the steps involved, and it may look complex enough, but it's simple steps, so you can create a table just like this one. I'll put as many links as I can in the video description below. The first step is the foundation, which is your Battlemat. This one's called Lost World. It's from gamemat.eu. The one we're using on this board here is 6x4 in size. I've checked, they do this one in the 60 by 44 inches for your regular games of 10th edition 40k. They also do the Nexus competitive mat as well. It's got all the markings for all the missions marked on this Battlemat also. So if you're into competitive play or just like the faint markings that makes things a lot easier for the missions, then you can do that as well with that mat option. So big fan of the Battlemats. They roll out nice and flat. They're figure friendly, so nice and soft. And then nice and quiet on the dice. The dice don't clatter around, they just roll quietly across the board. All the mats come with a carry case as well, so you can take them, transport them around to friends' houses, your gaming clubs, and so on. And they give you a colour palette straight away, so that the gaming surface, which is, I think, the trickiest part if you're going to scratch build terrain, getting it level and all of that kind of thing. With Battlemats, just roll them out, and the colouring's all done for you, and very professional looking. So, link for gamemat.eu below. I'll link this Battlemat as well in the 60 by 44 inch size. There's also a discount code that you can use that works across the store for 11% off of terrain and Battlemats from gamemat.eu. So that gives us our foundation. I like this map because it gives us dark, patchy, swampy areas, grassland, but also this more rugged, parched earth kind of look, which really just gives you these nice zones running across the board. It means you can bring in greenery, but also more rocky and desert terrain all on the same board, and it all matches in nicely. This is a very nice mat here to bring in different types of terrain all on the one board. So as per usual, you like to have a main feature, usually centered around the middle of the table. So for this one, running a combination of Games Workshop terrain or terrain from Necromunda. We're not sure what it's called, but it's for like those deserty sand people type Necromunda style.
And the sand people.
But yeah, James is here. But it's not called the Sand People terrain, all right? You can look it up under Necromunda from Games Workshop. Thank you, James. That's this pieces here. They come with these brilliant walkways that connect across. Massive fan of this terrain set. And the walkways extend across there. So you can get a hold of that from Games Workshop. But we've combined it. It seems to work really well with the Rocky Base set from gamemat.eu. We've even done it so that this piece can perch on top of this. It's the Rocky terrain set. I'll leave a link for that below from gamemat.eu, but you get a large piece like this, piece across there. There's another piece over in that corner. You get these missile silo type things across here as well. It's all part of that set. But combine the two together, because this is a bit flat by itself, but to really build it up and to give us some nice line of sight blocking terrain as well, some obscuring terrain, these large rocky pieces are really good. And the colouring on this, which I have adjusted slightly with some bone spray, just very lightly putting it across, just to knock down the tone of this, because it's quite a strong brown. But that pushing it towards more of a bone kind of colour means it's linking in very nicely with the Battlemat here, and it just fills out the table that much more. And so is useful for things like obscuring terrain during our battles. So that's the combination of two terrain sets, but that fills out the table really well. Then add clusters of trees, add in clumps here, just for gaming purposes, just so it's really nicely defined. And I've put some snapped up twigs here from oak trees, just real twigs, and they'll mark the boundary for us for the hard edge. We'll play this as obscuring terrain. These trees are by a company called Heike. They make trees for model railways. And so I got a hold of these, like a bag of about 50 of them in different sizes. And then I based them on coins, flocked them, and then painted PVA glue and then dropped some dark green, rolled them in dark green flock as well, which a lot of it's fallen off over the years, but just to bulk out those trees. And then, because they're individual, you can just create different clumps with them. But these are great for filling out the rest of the board, and we'll play these as obscuring as well, so it leaves nice areas for units to hide behind during our games. So that works out okay. The board there'd be areas of too much emptiness going on if these weren't here, so the trees are very useful. And the darker green colour, they sit in just fine because we've got these nice green areas on this Lost World Battlemat. After that, really, it's finishing touches. I've blocked off some areas again for line of sight, just using Minotaur armoured containers from Games Workshop. And then the final finishing touches, I talked about the twigs and the logs already, just marking our boundaries. But then some lichen, which again you can get from model railway shops. You'll find it on eBay as well. Just to blend the terrain in, to try and bridge the gap between the 3D and the 2D nature of the Battlemat. And then the final finishing touch is stones I got from a beach. And I've actually sprayed them, put them in a tray, and then sprayed them with sprays that I was using for terrain. So there's some bone colour being used on these, some regular brown, leather brown from Army Painter spray. And you just spray a bit, shake them up, spray them different tones. And then getting them to work in, to match in with this board here. So shades of brown and then sort of bone colours being sprayed across these. And it's given us this result, and you can see it just blends the terrain, 3D terrain, into the 2D nature of the Battlemat. And that creates a board looking like this, which we're very much looking forward to playing across, something different, away from the usual city ruins and so on, but an outpost here to fight across. We're planning to play Ultramarines versus Eldar across this board. So that's the setup. Took about 20 minutes to set it up, and it'll take about 15 minutes to pack it away. The main features then, the terrain sets in the middle, really good Battlemat here, Lost World from GameMat.eu, and then the finishing touches with the trees, the stones and scatter, and the logs just to finish off this board. But that's the outpost complete. Links below. Make sure you use that discount code as well for GameMat.eu. Keep a lookout for more videos in this series, and we'll fade out as per usual with some atmospheric music just to capture the flavour of this board. Thanks for watching. Tune in next time.